It's been 1 week now since I've owned this Rivian truck, and I must say the build quality is something else. You already know this is a sexy looking truck, and I think it's going to be well worth the wait, whether you're waiting a month, a year, or in some instances 3 years. But I'm definitely happy to be driving it, have it on the road, and I'm hoping these videos will bring some enjoyment to you and you can learn about it while you wait for the truck itself. It's definitely well worth the wait. As I walk around it, it turns on. It can see that I was near it. It detects my keys. Sometimes it doesn't always detect the keys though, so I find that kind of interesting and fascinating. I've only charged, I think, twice since I've owned it, and it's pretty easy to open this up. I was trying to pretend, trick it, play around with it, see how fast it'll open or close, or open or close, or open or close. Just kind of testing it out a little bit. You know, again, we're in the first week, we're in the honeymoon phase here. This truck has so many different logos. It has its name everywhere, and I think it should. This truck is one of a kind. They're not using parts from another vehicle. This truck is its own thing. I think one of my favorite things right now is the gear tunnel. I didn't know how much I would actually use it. Push the button. I'm not a big fan of having to put my fingers inside here to open it and pull it out. I thought about putting some tape or something, but I was afraid of it having friction. In fact, it's stuck, so I gotta push it again. Well, I don't know where we are on that. Let's try that. Kind of getting used to it, corks out, working out the corks. And I have several bags, several tools, all kinds of different items stored in there. On this side, there is a 12-volt outlet. On the other side, I believe there's a 110 or 120 volt outlet. And I did find inside here is a hose, and this hose is for filling up tires. It goes to the air compressor in the back of the vehicle. And the bag itself was made in Cambodia. I don't know where the hose was made. And then there is a type of goo or type of bead set that is inside here. It expires in a couple more years, so I'll have to use that soon. That was made in America, so I thought that was pretty cool. And speaking of made in America, a lot of the items for this Rivian R1T are made in the United States, and I think that is just pretty awesome. You know, it's a truck. They say it's made in America, but honestly, not a lot of parts for a lot of these companies are made in the United States, and this one actually is. So I've been looking at all the plastic parts, seeing if I can find markings. I didn't close that correctly. They told me you have to close it this way. Taking a look at the door handles. I did a video yesterday where I actually put my hand in the door handle when it closed, and needless to say, I was safe. I didn't die. I have both of my hands. I tried it first with a banana. I didn't know what the force was, or the clamping force was there. These doors are super heavy, and I was showing the truck to a friend of mine. He drives a P100, a Tesla Model X, and the first thing he did was he came and started touching the doors on the outside and telling me about the door panel quality for the other vehicles, and he couldn't believe how nice this was built and the build quality for this vehicle. It's oh yeah, I guess we're always window up, window down. The quality on this is really good, you guys. Of course, you have logos hidden everywhere, which I'm okay with. I am now a brand ambassador for this truck. I drive it, I represent it. This is my truck. I waited for it. I did have a little scratch when I took delivery. No big deal. I try not to step on this area. And that is actually, when you touch this, it doesn't feel like a normal plastic. It feels like nice quality plastic. I'm thinking that they made this out of a TPO, which is a type of a thermoplastic. It's kind of like a mixture of rubber and plastic, kind of like an ABS, but it doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't feel like what, you know, other vehicles feel like. Another little gem hidden right there. The quality of this I think this is a faux wood. I don't think that this wood is actually a real wood, but the texture is really nice. And you can hear the texture. You can feel the texture. You see it. And I think this is a type of a cast resin, or some type of a cast, I guess it is a cast resin, but it's a beautiful coloring on this truck. And inside, taking a look at the steering wheel, it's very simple, but at the same time it's very complex, and I think they did a great job on the software. There's always room for improvement, but overall I think they did a really terrific job. Now I manufacture plastic parts, so I'm always looking at plastics. I'm always looking at the build quality of everything, and I'm very critical, and they did a terrific job here. This has a haptic touch when you rotate it. One of the things I actually like but I dislike, yeah, I know, they have a soft touch on a lot of the plastic parts, and like even back here, this is a soft touch material, and I think they made it out of probably an ABS PC or polycarbonate material, and it feels kind of rubbery, and that is a soft touch oil-based paint, and it's good for a couple of years, but after a few more years that actually starts to degrade. I don't know if it's the UV light or the heat degrading it, but that starts to become tacky. And so, you know, I would like to, you know, take a look at that in a few more years and see how it's worn and what sort of quality is in a few years. Now other parts, like this part down here, this is so nice to have your cell phone sitting inside. It actually comes in really handy when you're trying to drive. You can pick up your phone, set your phone down, use it for anything you need to use it for. The navigation system on here is pretty easy, pretty straightforward to use. There are some features, you know, like any vehicle, you want to see changes. Everyone has their own kind of needs and wants. But overall, the build quality is just something else. You really feel like you're getting a luxury vehicle, and that's what you're paying for, and that's what you're expecting. And I really like the front seats. The front seats, they have air conditioning, as well as they have heating in the seats. And in Florida, air-conditioned seats are really nice to have. Even when you park in the sun, you come in here, you push the button, you turn on the air conditioning, and it doesn't hurt too long. Now there actually is heating in the back seat, so I think that that's pretty cool if you're in those colder climates. Open this up. This is an electronic open. So I think that's kind of unique, pretty cool. One thing I really like about this is, yes, I'm able to plug my cable in here and it doesn't fall out. And with my phone, I'll have it plugged in and I can move it back and forth, and I feel comfortable that it's going to stay remaining in there. I took out the Bluetooth speaker, and man, that is loud, and it's heavy. And I know you can also use it to turn on for a light, and you can also use it for Bluetooth. Guess we'll have to go into another video on this guy. We're gonna go camping, so I'm expecting to be using that pretty soon. And you don't have to slam it in place. It actually will lock in place once you start driving. Now, taking a look at this is of course manual, but it does have a nighttime mode, as well as the mirrors have a nighttime mode too. And you have a feature to turn the nighttime mode off. I don't know what that's actually called. There's something right here. I'm not sure if you can see it. I'm not sure what's inside here. I don't know if it's a type of distance sensor, but I think it's probably watching me, and it's not watching the passenger, it's only watching me. And as I feel that soft touch paint on here too. So they really went all out on that soft touch paint. This is pretty cool. It's just touch, it's not actually a button. You just have to slide your finger over it. Same with this side over here. Not going to touch the SOS button, but it is there. Taking a look at the handles up here, really nice quality handles. Try to get that zoomed in there. They have a speaker up here. This goes up and down. I'm 6 foot. I have it on the highest setting there. Other people might put it on the shortest setting. And there is plenty of leg room here. You can, you know, sit wide with legs wide open or closed, however you prefer. There are all kinds of different features here. Similar to other electronic vehicles, Electric vehicles, park, neutral, drive, and then somewhere in between is that kind of cruise control, automatic cruise control feature. Oh look, the family's home. Hi family. I should probably go visit with the family. I'll come back here soon.